this is an organizational meeting, and the first thing you do is elect your officers for the upcoming year. So the floor is open for nominations. I think currently Greg has been serving as the chairman, and is Steve vice?
John Schultz was the chairman, vice chairman last year.
Okay, so we need to replace John as vice chairman. And then Sharon is the recording secretary for the BZA. So at this point, the floor is open for nominations for the chairman. And if you want to do it as a slate, you can do that, or you can take them one at a time.
Well, I would nominate Greg again for chairman.
Okay, is there a second for that nomination?
I'll second it.
Okay.
And as a slate, I would like to nominate Mr. Stuckey as vice chairman.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
I'll second it.
And
you didn't know you would be so important up here, did you?
And then is there a motion to have Sharon serve as the recording secretary for the BZA?
I so move
Second.
to make that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion and second for the chairman, a motion and second for the vice chairman, a motion and second for the recording secretary. Are there any other nominations? If not, we'll get to that in a second. If not, is there a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Is there a second to that?
I second.
All those in favor of closing nominations signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, at this point, with the slate of officers nominated, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations to all of you. So Greg, I'll turn it over to you. And I guess one of the things, if you want me to step out, one of the considerations is who will serve as attorney for the BZA for the upcoming year. I'll be glad to step out if you wish.
In a moment. Before we do that, we have some housekeeping to take care of. I want to make sure that we documented that the meeting was properly advertised. And Tim, would you explain to Bill what we're doing at this point?
Okay, so at each meeting that we hold, there's a legal advertisement that is published in the newspaper. So today, it's just for the organizational meeting, but if there were, and we do have, I think, a discussion about Mr. Gamble's situation. So those are published in the newspaper. These meetings are public, so the purpose of this is to invite the public to attend if they wish. And so what we do typically is we pass around proof of publication. If there's actually business where somebody filed a petition for a variance or a special use exception or something like that, then the applicant is also required to send out actual mailings to surrounding property owners. And then that there's an affidavit of mailing that also is passed around and reviewed to verify to the satisfaction of the board that legal notice has been properly given to those that are entitled to it. So This is the legal notice. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Baker. Do I have a motion to make the notice a matter of public record?
I so move.
A second? Moved and seconded to make this a matter of public record. All those in favor?
Aye.
It is a matter of public record. Next order of business would be the appointment of board's attorney representation. At this point, I see no need to ask Mr. Baker to leave the room. I don't have any problem having this conversation with him in the room. Do we have a motion to appoint a city attorney?
I make that
Or,
motion.
not the city attorney, the attorney to represent the BZA.
I make the motion that we appoint Tim Baker as our attorney for the BZA.
Any discussion on that? A second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Tim Baker be reappointed as the BZA attorney. Any discussion? None? Vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Mr. Baker is the attorney representing the BZA again this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Old business. We don't have an agenda, but there is old business. Are we going to have an update on the Gamble property?
Yeah, Mr. Gamble has cleaned up quite a bit. He's moved a few of the vehicles out. He's had someone come in and remove all the old car parts. Unfortunately, though, he still had some areas that he needs to clean up. But due to the weather, so the ground really freezes hard enough for him to be able to get back there without creating a bigger mess than what he already has. We've given him a little extension. So if the ground either freezes hard enough or it dries out, he's going to give him a little bit of a stay until he gets back here to remove some stuff. He is calling in on a daily basis. Actually calls my cell phone and tells me exactly what's going on, where he's at. He's moving forward. We did send him a letter last week thanking him for what he's done thus far and also reminding him that he's still under obligation to get the rest of the area cleaned up. So, at this point, he's been obliging.
Well, thank you for the update. Any questions from the board for Kurt?
No. Thank you for your efforts on that.
Yeah, it's a nice letter. Send it there.
Sir, was there approval of the minutes?
No, we did not. I'm sorry, we had an irregular start to the meeting.
Right.
The minutes of the previous meeting were distributed via email. Has everybody received those? Do I have a motion to accept them as distributed?
I make such motion to accept those minutes.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes as distributed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved as distributed. Any additional old business this evening? Mr. Cardlaw, did you have something to add?
No, I just pointed to Tim. I didn't want you to forget Tim.
Okay.
How could we forget?
How could we forget Tim? All right, that's it for old business. Do we have any additional new business?
Not at this time.
Do we know when the next meeting potentially will be?
No inquiry. Nothing.
No applications, nothing on the agenda. Okay. Any questions from anybody in the audience? Hearing none, do we have any questions from the board? Any questions for Mr. Whitwright as the new representative?
Not at this time. I'm just waiting for Hager to get back, and then I'll have questions for him.
It gets interesting. If that's all our business, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make the motion that we close.
A second.
Moved and seconded, and we adjourned. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting stands adjourned. Thank you very much.
All right.
Congratulations.
Okay, everybody got their red button on? Barb, is that on the big, yeah, it is, okay. Okay, so, normally Barb chairs this, but because this is an organizational meeting, I get to start it off. You were all present when the BZA had its organizational meeting, so that's the purpose of this at this point. Barb has been the chairperson, and I'm trying to think whose vice was it? Greg, but Greg's not on it, so we're going to need a new vice. And then Sharon Brown is the recording secretary for the Planning Commission. So at this time, the floor is open for nominations for the election of your officers for the upcoming year. And again, you can do it individually or you can do it as a slate. So entertain any motions at this point.
Who wants to be the vice?
Well, we have to have a new chairman.
No, well, yeah.
And
I nominate Barb for the chair. She
And I would second
does a
that.
good job.
Okay? Okay, is there a nomination for vice chair?
Maybe Tyler would want to.
look at me.
Well, I don't know.
I'll second it.
You've got the oldest tenure, don't you? You know more about what's going on than we do.
I was the chair of the BZA at one time until I got fired, so.
If we nominate you, you might get tired as vice, too.
I don't care. I'd be
Did we finish
willing to
with-
do it, but if somebody else would like to.
Did we finish with Barb?
Well,
Well, if we're going to do everybody, we'll just do it all as a slate. So there's a motion and second for Barb as chair. Is there a motion? Apparently, Mr. Carbaugh has indicated that he would be willing to serve if drafted. So,
But with Barb's attendance record, I know I'd have very little to do, so.
okay. So is there a motion for the vice chair?
Go ahead.
I make a motion that we have Bill Carbaugh as vice chair.
And is there a second to that?
Second that.
Okay, with regard to the recording secretary, is there a motion for the recording secretary? As I said, Sharon has been doing that for years.
I'll make a motion for Sharon.
Second.
Okay, so we have now a nomination for the chair, vice chair, and recording secretary. Are there any other nominations for any of the positions? If not, is there a motion to close nominations?
I move to close the nominations.
Is there a second on that?
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of closing nominations signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we now have the three motions for the election of officers. All those in favor of those motions signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Barb, turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Okay, the first item on the agenda is to, I guess we probably need to follow the BZA and have the notification, make it a matter of record, the notification of the meeting, that it was in the paper, so I would accept the motion to make that a matter of record.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second to make the publication a matter of record. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And what we do is every time they'll have that in the paper, we make it a matter of record. So, okay, the next item would be to appoint our attorney to represent the Plan Commission.
And again, I'll be happy to step out if you need me
I
to.
don't think we need so. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I assume you're making a motion to rename Tim as
To
our
rename Tim,
Plan
yeah. Or
Commissioner.
step out of the room? No, I
Is that second to that motion?
I'll gladly second it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor of appointing Tim as our Plan Commission attorney, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Tim.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, you received the minutes of the December 18th meeting via email. Did everyone get a copy? Did you get a copy?
Oh, I think you're mine. Did you get email Jack?
You got one?
Here's one. You give me a call.
You get a little time to look over them if you hadn't received them.
Who's Steve Leo? Steve absent?
Yeah.
He's the only one.
Well, that's,
You
yeah.
got 3-6.
He's taking Greg's place, so
Right.
that takes Greg's place, yeah. Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
About the way I remember it.
Take a look at the list.
No, I saw.
Dave, Steve, myself, Michael. Yeah, we're all here for them.
Okay.
Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as emailed?
I make a motion that we accept the December 18th meeting.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the minutes of the December 18th meeting as emailed. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Okay, is there any old business that needs to come before the Plan Commission? Nothing? If there's nothing, any new business? Nothing on the radar, okay. So we can look for a March meeting for the church, whatever it is, the name of the church for there. You want to keep these? I can make a copy when I get home again if you
Okay.
need. Yeah. So we'll plan on a meeting first Tuesday, you think? Or?
Yes, actually, there is old business.
Oh, there is old business, okay.
The zoning for Cottonwood made it through council. So it's been rezoned.
Okay. So do we need to do any action with that? It's been taken care of, right? But for information purposes, yeah.
Right, because the Plan Commission made a recommendation to approve that rezoning request. So council's acted on it formally now.
It's all taken care of. Do we know, has it been purchased yet, or?
I don't believe so.
They're still working.
Cleaning up, purchasing.
It looks like it's interesting to go on, what, 12, is that 11th Street back there and look through, where you can see clear through anymore. It's really a different view of that area, so it's good to see it going. You've worked with it for several years, and it's good to see it going.
Barb, I will not be here the 2 meetings in March.
You won't.
No.
Uh-oh.
So that means you'll have to be here
I
strictly
planned to-
because I will not be able to take over.
I planned it. I don't know of anything. Listen.
Okay.
You tell us that after we nominated you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I waited.
Would have been nice to know that beforehand.
I waited.
Oh, your timing. Okay, anything else to be brought before the Plan Commission this evening? If not, we welcome David. Glad to have you on board. We look forward to working with you this year. Anything else? Mayor, do you have anything that we need to talk about?
I thought Dave would give a long speech, but yes, that means...
An acceptance speech?
Trying to be nice.
I've already heard he's made numerous requests to Wendy. He wants a truck, he wants a radio, and he wants clothes.
Health insurance, life insurance,
Yeah.
uniforms.
Yeah.
What about pension? How's that work?
It works well, you just don't get it.
There we go.
Somebody gave you a song.
So I was going to say, somebody sold you a bill of goods.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else to come before the group, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made to adjourn, and the second's been made. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried. We'll see you in March.